Hey everybody, and welcome to Freedom Ranch Homestead. I am hanging with my hoggies here in their newly expanded pen, and I'm very excited to bring you the latest on what has been happening here on the ranch. So as most of you all know, last spring we had a new road put in down to the yurt and the log home. And it made a huge difference for being able to get in and out of the driveway. But the problem is that we did not have any culverts placed in it when we built it. And so the rain that we got all summer long just completely washed away all the gravel and made it for a very bumpy ride. So we had Galen come back in. Someone's getting their scratch on. We had Galen come back in and put the culverts in, and he did an amazing job. And so it was just in time for Tropical Storm Ian, and they did a pretty good job holding up with all the rain that we got here. Here's an example of what the side of our road looks like. So we definitely need some water redirection happening. So the water comes rushing down here, and that's pretty much bedrock right there. Then up here is where it crosses over and becomes a hot mess. All the rock that we had on our road pretty much got washed down that hill. So here's the first one. Doesn't even look like they dug that up. It's pretty amazing. They cover it right back up with stuff. I'll shoot water out into the field. So down here at the end of the driveway, we have a much larger one. So it starts up there. This will be fabulous. It'll be so much better to have the water running off there instead of ruining our driveway. Galen is about to start digging the last trench for the culvert. I believe he's got to dig the hole first for the water to drain into, and then he'll put the pipe in. While he was doing that, we had Tracy Blevins in to start putting up all the posts for our fencing of the back pasture area, the large pasture area. We really needed to get this done because our cows and our horses were starting to overgraze the pasture area that they were living in. So it was a kind of a must that we get this done. We were going to not do this, fence it off until probably next year, but we needed to have it done. So he was working very diligently on getting that completed and getting the high tensile wire up and the gates up. Pounding of the posts I think is almost done, and I noticed that they started this morning putting the wire on, which is fantastic, because the sooner we can get this pasture closed in, the sooner the cows and the horses have more room to roam and eat grass and enjoy their life. So he has to go all around the pasture. I think this is a lot of work. Oh, I can't wait to get the mower fired up on the new tractor and get all this grass cut down. So here is the first culvert, but you can see, boy, a lot of mud came through. Not horrible. Thanks for getting in my shot, Capone. It's like you have an eye for knowing what I want to get a video of, and then you walk in front of it. But that's okay. You're so handsome. I don't mind. So I know that Chuck did a little video yesterday of Bree and Peter and he putting seed and straw down.
Just about finished up spreading the straw out here. I got the grass spread out earlier this morning, the seed. Putting out some rye and some fescue. And then this hay was given to us by our awesome neighbors, Roger and Faye Cox. This is right after Tropical Storm Ian came through. Really soaked the ground. So now we've got a great opportunity for this grass to get soaked. I think we're gonna finally get grass to grow on this side hill. So we'll see how she turns out by next spring.
Galen is back today. He's kind of getting that ditch a little bit more dug out for that culvert. It looks like there was just a little bit of puddling there, so he's fixing that up. And then as you can see, the wire mesh is going up on this upper portion of our pasture land, which we are excited about. They're definitely making some very good progress in the back. And then the other exciting part is that we have our cattle guard. We were opting or thinking about putting in an electric gate here so that it would be really easy to open and close as we drove through, because we use this road quite a bit. But we had heard pretty bad reviews on it kind of not working all the time, especially the solar powered ones. And then if we wanted to run electricity to it, it was going to be a whole nother cost. So we decided that since this back area is mainly going to be for the cows, that we would get a cattle guard and just put it in between these fence posts. So Galen is his next task today is to dig the hole for that. And then I think they're going to be able to pick it up with his equipment, I'm not quite sure, and put it in place. As you can see, unfortunately, it broke. Oh, not good. But I think they can still obviously use it once they bury it down. It should be fine. But the tricky part is they need to find a machine that can actually lift it. Galen says he has something, but he has to go pick it up and bring it here. So I think that's where they have gone off to. Gotta move it into the spot here. So from what I understand, they chose this spot below the fence posts because it was just a little bit flatter than the area above. And they were worried about all the stones getting washed into the grates as time went by. So they're just gonna kind of angle the entrance of the gates to meet the edge of the cow grate.
All right, we got a little trouble putting this thing in. She broke, so Galen had to go get his big machine, big 315. All right. Wow, that is pretty cool.
So there will be a gate here, and that's why they're finishing off the end. So you're just getting this prepared for them to come along with the tool and fasten it up.
She does a lot of later job with that thing.
Yeah, that tool is very cool. So do you like working with your dad?
Yeah, I do.
I guess you have no choice but to say yes you do, huh? Since he's right here.
I think so. I like being out here on different pieces of property.
Yes, that would be nice instead of being bored sitting in an office somewhere.
Yeah.
That is super cool.
It saves a lot of handwork.
Yeah. I'm getting ready to put this side up. I just finished connecting the other side of the cattle guard. The gates for alongside the cattle guard have been put in. All the other gates have been secured. And we are about to move the horses and the cattle over into the big pasture land. It is a happy evening here on the ranch. Trip's wondering what I'm doing over here. Bree is on midnight. She's gonna try and round up the cows to bring them across. We are losing daylight. So we're trying to create this physical barrier here, and Chuck is using his logging chain. And something tells me that somebody's gonna get some ropes for Christmas. So this task is a little bit easier. So some heavy, heavy chain. You get it, baby?
Almost.
Let's see what he's pulled out. It's an electric cord. Yes, ropes are in order. When in doubt, figure it out.
I like your attitude.
That's right, baby. Should I have Bree start the process?
Yep.
They got Trip across while I was running down to put the dogs away. And he doesn't quite know what to do with himself since he's separated from everybody. They're coming, baby. I know. They're coming. Stay back. No, you're not getting through here. Trip just figured out how to go over the cattle guard, so now he's up there. I knew we should have ripped that off. He won't go far from his friends. There we go. Come on, guys. Come on across. There they go. That is a very sad little contraption we put up, but it's doing the job. As long as they come across and don't break through. Uh-oh. And they're off. We got one across. Whew. Yeah, herding dogs would definitely be helpful. We have one very happy cow. She's like, forget the hay, I'm going for the fresh grass. Now if we can just get the rest to get on over. Okay, now I'm in the Ranger, gonna help out. I can't see you. Sorry guys, turn around. Okay. Get over here, babe. Yeah. Oh gosh, no, there they go.
They'll come across. We just got to be more patient.
So we're giving up. The one cow will be alone tonight, poor little thing. Try again tomorrow. Yes, it is the next day, and yes, all of the animals are in the new pasture. So if there's one thing that you all should know about my husband Chuck is that he does not give up. So after I came in, once it was pitch black, he came back out with Bree and laid out all the hay and just kind of kept an eye on them for a while. And the cows eventually made their way over to join the other cow and the horses. And then he was able to close the gates off. I do want to show you at the top over the cattle guard, he did put a fence because Trip had earlier bolted over it, and we really don't want the horses to hurt themselves. And for the next couple weeks, they're going to be in this pasture eating the fresh grass with the cows, and then we'll move them back to the original pasture. But for now, we are gating off the cattle guard area so that they can stay nice and safe in their new place. So here you can see how he laid a gate over the cattle guard. So there will be no escaping, at least not for now. We have a very temporary water situation here. We moved one of their bins over from the other pasture and have hooked a hose up from the yurt again. But what we need to do, this is very temporary, we need to somehow get a water pump or a new spring box. We're not sure, but something has got to be changed because this little hose contraption cannot last forever. And they need a bigger water station as well. But this, of course, will only eventually be for the cattle. Midnight, you're so sweet, girl. So as you guys can see, this ground is pretty rough. So we have limed it, fertilized it, and seeded over it for the first time. And so hopefully next spring it'll come back greener, and a lot of these thistles and other things that we do not want in the pasture will disappear. There is still some beautiful grass though. Here's another example of what the land looks like. We did have to spray for these black locusts to kill them off. They are very invasive, and as you can see, they have some huge thorns on them, and they grow into huge trees. So if we had not sprayed for them, this whole pasture area would have been taken over by them, and then we wouldn't have had grassy fields for all the animals to enjoy. Here's a nice grassy patch, and the horses and cows are going to be so happy with them. Hey, Jolie. So this area right in here with all the trees is a nice spot for them to get shade. Once again, we are very impressed with the job that Tracy Blevins did, and are just thrilled that this place is now fenced off securely with high tensile wire. I believe he's also going to put one row of barbed wire on the top just to keep the cows from leaning against it, and just train them up to not be close to the fence. You see the nice shaded area? We need to give you a good brush in midnight. Yeah, your winter coat's starting to come in. You're so pretty. You guys gonna go back in the trees? See what the cows are doing? Hey, handsome. Love you, Trip. Every animal must be treated well on this property. That is my motto. They must live a large life. Yes. Makes me so happy. I think they're pretty happy too. I don't think the cows and horses know it yet, but they have got a huge spot to roam. This goes all the way back to the chicken coop and the hog pen, and I'm going to show you how we expanded on the hog pen as well. Hey, chickies! Yes, I've got some goodies for you. Give me a sec. So I was worried that the fencing, hey guys, would destroy, oh my goodness, look at them running, the chances of the chickens being able to free range out in the woods, but that is not the case at all. They have figured out how to get under that gate and are doing very well with the new fencing. We're hoping it'll also keep some critters out. We'll see. You guys want your food? They know. I have a bag of treats. Yay. Oh, okay, I'm just scattering it out for you guys. There you go, healthy veggies. Oh yeah, baby. dig in. Come one, come all. It is a smorgasbord, as always, here on the ranch. They're not big snugglers, but I have to say, these guys are pretty awesome. They bring a lot of joy to my life. I think the chickens are trying to follow me. So I'm coming over to the hog pen to show you our new contraption here. They have fenced all the way around and made the area a lot larger for the hogs. So they have a ton of forest land to roam in. There's also a gate here for us to be able to get into. What our plan is to move our chicken tractor when we get our meat birds in here. So right now it's sitting over there. It'll move in here so the chickens will have free range of the hog pen, but will also be protected inside of the gate. Hey, Waddles! Well, hello, you other two lazy bums. I wish I had food for you, but I don't, not today. So the other thing, besides expanding all around the outside, they also expanded here. So as you can see, the food and the water were once up against the fence, but now the fence is out farther, which gives them a little more room inside of their hog pen. So this end right here is just secured with these little fasteners so that we can open this gate up when the time comes and bring the tractor in to scoop up all of the manure and straw that had been laid out there over the last year and bring it up to our garden. It'll be delightful, and clean it out because it's stinky. So they moved the gate up. This was once directly up against that. So as you can see, they've added on, and then here they built this to expand into the back as well. And then we have a back gate so that the cattle and the horses cannot escape down to our backfield trail. So if you can see the metal post or the plastic post right there, this was the end of it, and it went all the way down to where the end of the forest is there. But now this is going to be expanded, and we also obviously have to move all the wiring. So now it's expanded all the way down here. So the corners here. So they have a ton of new space that they get to forage through. We just got to open it up for them now that it's done. So you can see their place way up at the top there. We turn the corner and then we follow this road down here. And then as you can see, way up at the top where that last tree is, that's where the open pasture area is. And so their piece of property goes all the way up even farther. So this is a phenomenal new home for the piggies. So like I said before, we want to make sure that all our animals are very well taken care of and have amazing places to live. And I think with this new fencing, we have definitely accomplished that. But this is also going to be here for years to come. When we bought this place, there was nothing on it. And so we had to make a huge investment at the beginning, an even larger investment now, but in the long run, it'll pay off dividends for certain. Because once it's done, it's done. Then it's just about mending fences down the road. But honestly, the way that these fences are built, I don't think we're going to have to do much mending. So we are extremely pleased, extremely grateful, and feel so fortunate that God has blessed us so richly. We hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, subscribing, and pressing that like button. We are very, very excited about what is happening here on the ranch, and we're thrilled that we get to share it with you all as it happens. I wanted to let you know that our next video, we're going to give you an update on the refuge, our charity that we're starting, and also give you a little shot of what it was like to go to the conference this last weekend at the Homesteaders of America. We had a great experience, and so I took a little bit of video and thought I'd share it with you. So that will probably be coming out midweek, and then we'll check in with more on the log home build next weekend. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.